Started. You are live. Right
Man,
on. Get to
1 minute and
1 minute. Hello.
yeah. Normally I'm not. If I 15 minutes, I average 15 minutes. By 8 o'clock, 8:15, I'm live.
I try not to have the audience lose it. I mean, if you're not on time, they're like, well, maybe it's a technical issue of some sort. The viewers are coming in right now. Let me see. Where is the counter? Hello, folks. Danoby 2 here. Thank you for joining me on a Black Friday special. I have a special guest on this episode. I got Zach or Zachary. What do you prefer?
Honestly, I mean, it's whatever you want, whatever you're in the mood for.
I'm in the mood for Zach. Zach,
Yeah.
he is a content creator, a podcast host. He is the creator of Mint in a Seal Box, which I'm going to confess to you right now. I've been really busy working at home, and I binged all your episodes, so I can do a little bit of homework on you.
Oh, the ones that because this is I have the reissue podcast.
The brand new one, the one that you just
yeah.
launched in October. Yeah, which is like, what, 10 episodes?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that, yeah. And it's been such a crazy, hectic week for me. And I watched the last one that you uploaded, and I was like, why am I not bitching with this dude? We gotta get together. we gotta complain about something. And we tried.
I realized with it was difficult kind of always having someone come on. And so I have another guy that we do episodes with, but I was like, man, I need to do something by myself. That way I can vent my frustration out and not have to have it repeated back to me. You know, I every now and then you got to stay in your own echo chamber.
And you do a very good, informative job of ranting on your Mint and Seal Box episodes, and I still, like I said, I watched one. I'm like, oh, he's on a warpath here. Let's see what he's up to here.
Every episode I cancel something out. I'm trying to think of what the last thing I canceled out was. I just recorded one for Thanksgiving, so I'm a little off.
Okay. That's fine. Since we have a viewer count of 16 individuals, let's bring everybody up to speed here. I've always seen you as a veteran Hot Toys collector in the 1/6 scale community. I want to say that you started, if I had to guess, I want to say that you started collecting 2010, maybe even a little bit earlier. Is that right?
No, I don't. Are you being sarcastic, or are you?
No, I'm being serious.
No. I started collecting in 2017.
Really?
Yeah. No, you're a veteran. I'm not. No. I started in 2000. January.
Sure? What do I feel? I saw an episode. I saw something on your channel where you reviewed a quarter scale Iron Man, and that was not just a few years ago. That was an older piece, wasn't it?
That was about 2.5, 3 years ago. That was one of my first videos.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of got in, and I don't want to say I immediately went 250 miles an hour, but that's pretty much what I did.
Oh shoot! Then I am. Yeah. I'm clearly getting old here. I honestly thought you were one of the veterans. I thought you were the building blocks of the community. In my head, that's the way I've always seen you. But correct me if I'm wrong, and I guess I'm wrong. I wasn't being sarcastic or anything. I really thought you had been in the game a lot longer than me. That's weird.
Yeah, no. I mean, a lot of people think that too for some reason. I don't know why. I guess maybe because, I guess probably from the first month I started collecting, I don't know, started making videos and got tied up with a couple of people. And a lot of people would think that I've been collecting at least 6 years. A lot of people say 2013. I'm like, no, man, I wish I was collecting back in 2010.
Holy smack. I honestly, I'm really, for the audience too, we tried, we try to get together. We try to have me on your Mint and Seal Box podcast, and I was very honest with you. My schedule is wacky. My schedule is still wacky. The fact that we were able to put this together is because I'm off today, and my days off are Mondays and Tuesdays, and I would love to be more part of the community. I would love to engage everybody more, but it's life happens, and if I want to keep buying these expensive toys, work comes first.
It's a double-edged sword. People, want more content, and it's like, well, you got to understand though, because if I don't like focus on work, then I can't buy the stuff that you want me to review. So you got to balance it. It's a balancing act.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. I don't have a Patreon. I don't panhandle. I enjoy. Can you? Yeah.
Panhandling. I never heard it.
That's what it is, right?
No, it does. I think it's panhandling.
Yeah, it's panhandling. So give me money so that I can buy the expensive toys so I can show it off to you, right? Kind of.
Well, that's not how they say it. They say, I need you to give me money. That way I can continue making videos for you.
Yes.
That's how they say it.
That's an awesome spin though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I'm not able to get away with that. Because honestly, the way I look at it is, if you're in a game of, spending $250 on a toy, you shouldn't be panhandling for petty cash.
No, I agree, and that's the way I've always been with my YouTube channel. In fact, if anything, I tend to make a little bit more as YouTube channel as my channel as a loss, and I've always been very spoken about that. People think I make a ton of money on the revenue. I'm like, no, it's the channel, the studio. This is my office, and I make more as a loss. It's plain and simple.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Getting actual money from like YouTube's revenue, that's absolutely gone. I mean, unless you're bringing in, 20, 30, 40 million views a month, you're not making. You're not making any money at all.
No, it's it's full time and then some. You have to really pump in the hours, and I still enjoy doing it. I still have fun creating content. I still try to post videos, and when I get bored, I'll make some scripted entertainment. I always enjoy doing that.
Yeah, you see, that's what I like doing. I kind of got away from doing reviews and all that just because honestly, it's the worst thing to do. I hate doing like a review. I got the DID sent me some of those astronauts, and I was going to do a review, and I was like, man, I just don't want to sit there and
Did you get that for free, or did you pay for it?
I paid for it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I think I'm trying to think of what we worked out some deal, but I think I paid like $700 and they shipped it to me.
I reached out to those twits, and I told them I'm a big astronaut fan, and all they did is that they replied to me and tell me, "Here, you can get a good deal from this website." I go, "Yeah, okay."
Well, I think you see with the thing about the astronauts, I think they didn't have that many because you got yours in that, like, I think the first wave, right?
Yes, I did. I did get the first wave, and I was I love my astronauts. I really do. I love my whole NASA connection.
They're incredible, huh? DID makes some of the best figures. It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
you've been collecting 2010. DID, I believe they've been around longer than Hot Toys, or at least producing on the quality that they have.
They sure have. I'm reading. Can you see the comments on the screen at all, Zach?
No, I'm not logged in, but I'm watching it on YouTube.
You're watching on YouTube. That's cool. I'm getting folks here. Thank you. Let me give a little props out. Thank you, Bob. And thank you, Sean, for the props out. We're just getting some comments here, and didn't know if you can see it. DID.
No wonder why you don't have to panhandle. People just give you money in the chat.
Yeah. $5 will definitely get me the that premium figure that I want, right? Since we're all being screwed right now with the amount of deliveries from Sideshow. I just got yesterday. I got a notification from Sideshow that 3 figures are going to be shipped, are going to get charged on the exact same day, and it's rough,
especially if you don't do a payment plan. See, I don't do payment plans.
No.
I think my record, I think, is 5. I'm trying to think. It was whenever Obi-Wan Kenobi came out. They hit me with like 5 back to back. I was like, yeah, this is ridiculous.
It's going back, because I actually want to reference a couple of your, and these are a little bit older topics. And today is Friday, and we just had the Mandalorian episode. I'm not going to go too deep into it. One of the reasons I wanted to reach out to you is that we have some of the same connections with the child. You saw the child in the same manner that I saw the child. You didn't see the hype the same way I did. And I thought that was unique. That was one of the reasons too, I assumed that you were a veteran collector. I'm like, oh, he clearly isn't being fooled by the smoke screen with the Sideshow, the child.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
thought you were talking about the actual character.
No. The actual Sideshow delivery. That was one of the things that I saw that. And I was like, oh, he's not getting you're able to see through the smoke screen on that.
Well, I mean, it's just to me, it's a matter of I guess I don't know, maybe my knowledge of how business works and production and stuff like that. It's like, and
you said
you can't do something like that in an amount of time, and then also at that price range, it was impossible.
Yes, and I didn't like the fact that Sideshow was giving them away to celebrities, and there was a lot of social media post on it. It smelled really fishy. I didn't like that. I also didn't agree with the way it looked. I also want to I'm going to try to quote you on your Mint and Seal Box podcast. You mentioned that you prefer the Hot Toys, the child version, because you would rather play with it. And I heard you say that, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with him. I actually want to play with it too.
Yeah, I want to be able to. This is my best comparison. Like Hot Toys came out with the Baby Groot, and the other company came out with a Baby Groot life-size maquette. Same thing, like with the child. And well, the Hot Toys one was just way better. I mean, it's articulating and look, I get a lot of people like complaining about the seams in the ear, but I can look past that because, well, it's not it's not a statue.
It's not a statue. That's the thing. And that's one of the things that we're going to have to, in the community, we're going to have to see it through, is that this is a statue with Sideshow. And it's actually, I'm assuming it's going to be made out of vinyl, a high-end type vinyl.
I have no idea. I just, in my opinion, from what it looks like nothing like it looks nothing like the prototype, not even the material of the prototype.
No.
Seemed like the head was a little more transparent, kind of, or I guess you say translucent. Basically, from what I've seen, it's a glorified pop.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly, I also didn't like that when the Sideshow, the child was reviewed on certain channels, a lot of people didn't focus on those rosy ass cheeks. And I thought that was one of the things that just stood out, and I couldn't reference that. I couldn't. The cheeks on the actual statue, I felt didn't match the actual production from the actual show.
No. The only thing I think they did is the eyes. You can't really mess that up. But no, I watched a few reviews on it. Oh, look, don't get me wrong. It looks really. I mean, it looks really good for what it is. But that honestly, if I would have purchased it, I don't think anyone. I really don't think anyone actually bought that. They bought something else.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is it's just a totally different thing. And even if you go look back now, you can't even the photos of that prototype that originally allegedly broke the internet, like they always say.
I think it was just the fever. Plus, can we spoil the actual the child his name was given out today? Can we?
Oh, really? No, I don't.
Have you not seen the episode? Then I'm not going to spoil it for you then.
Well, no, I mean, you can spoil that. I mean, I got bigger things in my life than to worry about people spoiling movies and stuff.
It was in this episode. I'm not going to go too spoiler deep. It's the child. Spoiler alert, folks. The child's name is Grogu, and it was discussed in this episode of The Mandalorian. And so as the episodes go through, we're falling even more deep in love with the character, and in every episode they keep introducing more brand new characters, and we got to see the live action persona of Ahsoka Tano, played by Rosario Dawson, and it blew me away. It extremely blew me away. One thing that always blows me away in the community, in the Hot Toys community, is how easy we are, and how easy it is to woo us. And it is, right. I mean, it's a day one pre-order. You know exactly what I'm talking about too. You know exactly what I'm
it's yeah. And then if you say in the community that you aren't pleased very easy, then that's drama. And you're a bad collector. You can't be pleased.
You're still hanging out over in Facebook, aren't you? See, I left Facebook a couple of years ago. When I picked up that STD from Facebook, I said, it's time to leave.
Yeah. Oh, it's bad. But the thing that's part of like the hobby for me is just mingling with all the people. I mean, I got like, at least on Facebook and like the Facebook group I'm always in, I got like 10 or 15 different inside jokes going on with everyone. Mm-hmm. And, at this point, because of a lot of crap that happened like a year or 2 years ago, I've kind of become numb to it, to where it's just all like fun and entertainment for me at this point. And you can't take it serious at all, because if not, you'll be very disappointed.
Well, that's the problem, is that you have collectors in the community. We love to take it serious, and it's especially with the heavy censorship. That was one of the reasons. I mean, with Facebook, I left Facebook for tons of reasons. There was a lot of reasons: privacy, the data, the bullying, the censorship of certain groups. If you said something that wasn't agreeable, your comments would disappear, and so forth. And I know that's one of your gripes as well too.
Yeah. Well, actually, that now you say that, that was the latest thing I think I canceled on my podcast was power hungry admins in Facebook group. I didn't want to bring that up, I guess, because I didn't know how raw you wanted to get.
No, I made it very clear. I told I'll share this with the audience. I go, we can talk about anything we want as long as we don't say certain keywords that will flag the video. And that was it. We can talk about anything you want.
That actually makes more sense now.
Yes.
I thought you were doing it for the people watching.
I
thought you didn't want to use certain trigger words because you didn't want to trigger your audience.
No.
Yeah.
It's the video. The video.
Oh yeah.
Will be in the search engines and get demonetized and all that nonsense.
They'll slap a big logo on it. All kinds of stuff. It's absurd.
Yeah, there's certain keywords that on YouTube we can't say because the video will get flagged or something. So that was it. But anything else in the community or anything, we can talk about anything. Where I troll. I feel I enjoy Reddit and I enjoy Instagram, and that's about it. And every now and then I'll pop up on people's comments on YouTube, and I keep it very, very simple. It's a different landscape out there than what it was, say, 10 years ago.
10 years ago is probably more focused along the lines of forums, right?
Yes. The Sideshow freaks.
Yeah.
Yes, and, that's where I started. I started with the Sideshow freaks, and within the first few months on there, I realized how toxic it was, and that was one of the places that me and Benjamin we hung out and we met. Benjamin is part of that Sideshow freaks area. I never liked Sideshow freaks, and I'm not sure if it's a strong venue like it was, but I want to say the private Facebook groups are probably where it's at, and then the Reddit Hot Toys group has gained a lot of traction. And I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, I probably was before the Hot Toy subreddit. I posted a lot in the action figure ones even before I was on Facebook. And I tend to, it's a little more positive Reddit, that's for sure. But I got a 7-day ban from Reddit. That's actually what caused me to go on a rant about it was Reddit. They flagged me. I got banned for 7 days for spamming links.
Oh
yeah. So I got pretty. I don't take it personally,
Yeah.
Except for, something like that, then I'm going to take it personally, because the way I see it is, I don't know if it was automatic or not, though, to be fair, but the way I see it is, it's one thing if you're in one of these groups or you're on Reddit and that's all you do is just you just spam links to stuff,
Yes.
like your videos. But it's a different thing if 90% of the time you're mingling and the other 10% you're like, hey, I did this, it's pretty tight, I think everyone should look at it, here you go. I think that's totally acceptable, but
yeah.
Apparently it's not.
Are you an admin on Reddit or no? You're not, are you?
No.
No, neither am I. No, it's interesting though, because that Facebook, not Facebook, the Reddit Hot Toys forum, it's been around for a while, but it's only in the last couple of years that it's actually taken off. Because I remember visiting it back in 2015 and 16, and it maybe had less than 1,000 people on there, and now it's a good alternative, since folks do tell me that Facebook, the good groups are under lock and key, and I guess you need a special password, and someone needs to vouch for you.
Yeah, honestly, I don't even think that there's any good groups left. I mean, the best one even still has a couple of people in there that, I don't know what it is. I guess it just makes them feel better about, themselves if they can, it's like, oh, well, Danoby is obviously cooler and more popular than me, so let me just go ahead and like delete his comment. That way I can just like, I guess that's how it works. I don't know. And look, I'm a Facebook group veteran too. I was an admin, and I think two of the three biggest ones on Facebook, and I watched it happen, and it's disgusting.
Mm. Yeah, I watch from the sidelines now, and then I have my peeps send me screenshots now.
Yeah. So a lot of people are into all of, like the drama and all of that. And look, the way I see it is, it's we collect toys because it's obvious. Well, at least most of us collect toys because it's fun, it's entertaining, it's supposed to get you away from real life. And the way I see it is, if the toy community is also providing some level of entertainment, be it drama or not drama, it's all still entertainment. And I guess that's just how I can spin it to where I don't get too wrapped up in it. Because look, the Facebook groups, it can get really, really swampy in those things.
Trust me, I know. I know. No regrets though. I've been 2 years sober from Facebook. Don't really miss anything from it. So, but folks who want to do follow me, it's in very, very family friendly Instagram. Even though Instagram is still part of the Facebook family, it's I guess I can say it is the lesser of two evils. In my book.
You can't get too involved in the, I guess you could say, conversations and stuff, because if you do, it's a rabbit hole. Especially like even on YouTube, they got people out there making content. They literally will reply to every comment, and it's like, man, first of all, I don't have time for that.
No.
Second of all, it's like, that's not, I don't know, is the comment section really the best area for a conversation?
No, it really isn't. No, it's always nice to reach out to viewers when they leave a constructive criticism. Yeah. Or sometimes I'll ask a question, and I always try to do my part. But if they're telling me, if they're leaving a comment, hey, this is a fantastic video or whatever, great, then you know what, you're going to get a heart, and I have to move on with my life.
Yeah. No disrespect or anything.
Yeah, no disrespect. Yeah.
But you can get some. I mean, you probably don't, because you've been doing this for a long time. But you can get some pretty hateful comments sometimes.
Yes.
And it's weird, because 99% of the stuff that people tell me, well, it doesn't bother me whatsoever. But it's that one thing. So it's like there's like these small trigger things. It's like this one person says something. I guess probably the closest thing would be my hair. It's like, that's the one thing. It's like people are like, man, look at your receding hairline. And I'm like, man, like it kind of hurts. But, I'm not going to let you know, it hurts. And And it really doesn't hurt that much. But like my old bud Justin, that dude can get obsessed with people like criticizing on his videos. He'll get in, he'll spend 2 days back and forth with the people. That's not for me.
No, we're grown ass men. We are in the end. We are collecting and spending money on expensive action figures. For the secret for me to go this long on YouTube is it has to be fun. I have to enjoy what I do, and every now and then, I can never commit to a schedule on a, let's say, like a live stream now where I have a guest on every month. There's just no way. But every now and then to do something very different, something unique. Oh, absolutely. I'm all 100% down for it. I'm used to constructive criticisms on my videos. It doesn't bother me because on YouTube, I actually understand how the algorithms work. There's no such thing as a bad comment. That means you're still engaged on my video, and the fact that you're taking the time to leave a destructive comment means that you're still watching my video.
Yeah.
Part of an engagement. So it doesn't bother me. YouTube's tools have gotten really a lot better in the last couple of years when it comes to bullying, when it comes to hateful comments. Certain words won't. If you say certain words in a comment, the comment just automatically gets pulled. And that's one of the cool things about YouTube versus Facebook. If I post a photo or something custom on Facebook at the time when I was on Facebook, it would always attract unique and destructive criticism, and it was hard for me to keep that under wraps. That and on top of that, the community was at the time I felt was getting controlling and toxic, and then YouTube's privacy where they would just sell our information. I'm like, I don't really need this in my life. So I
probably would have been roughly around 2000, because I know like the community I think got bad around like 2015, 2016 is when it started really getting toxic, and then it kind of calmed down. Then it got toxic again. You probably were around for that, right?
Yeah. I left in 2018. So anything before that, I wasn't part of the groups. I was even part of the one where John Deek's group.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the One Society.
1/6 Society. Yeah.
1/6 Society, and then the 1/6 Republic was the other one, and it was, and to kind of explain to the audience, it was always hard for me to list a comment on these groups because of who they knew who I was. So anything that I would post would always get scrutinized. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything you say, people take it with some level of authority.
Mm-hmm.
That it's like, man, look, I'm just trying to have a conversation here. I'm not like forcefully telling you something. And no, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that would. And look, well, 1/6 Republic's not as bad as I guess maybe I don't know what it used to be or not. That's the group that I'm in every day. 1/6 Society. I mean, that's just I don't even know what you would want to. That's not a figure group. That's just like
everything. That's 1/6 scale. Everything and.
Well, yeah, it's 1/6 scale. You can talk about only like one or two things. If not, they'll just block you, kick you out.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna segue here. Let's talk about Mint in Seal Box. This is would you call this season 2? Is this the reboot? Because I know you were full force on this last year, and then you took a break, and then you relaunched it back.
Yeah, I guess you can say that,
right? That's how I.
That's not really what happened, but yeah, I mean it's kind of a reboot. But yeah, I guess it was probably about a year, maybe not even a year ago. We had the channel and the podcast.
Yes.
And then I just redid it, kept the same name, I guess you could say. I had some issues with Justin. Justin deleted the YouTube channel. I I'd gotten it up to like 10,000 subscribers, and Justin came in, and around the time I got the Ecto 1.
Mm-hmm.
I made the Ecto 1 unboxing and review. I don't know. I guess maybe that was what sent him over the edge, and he went in and re-upped the because we shared the channel in the beginning. Then he quit and focused on his own channel. But then when I probably about 6 months after he left, whenever I did the Ecto 1 video, he recovered an old password to like the Gmail account that owned the channel,
Mm-hmm.
and then went and deleted it. So after that, I kind of was like, man, I'm kind of done putting in time into something that's just going to disappear that easy. And then I kind of got bored, and I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and, start another podcast.
You took care of your Ecto. I look at your little baby back there. Look at my our Ecto 1s.
Oh yeah. No.
I thought it was, the Ecto 1 was one of those unique pieces that a lot of folks didn't see coming. And that's one of the things that I can say about you. You tend to see a lot of the things going in a certain direction. And I'll give you a perfect example. The Mark 47. I remember I watched one of your videos where you did at the time, and you said exactly
thank you.
That was going through my mind. Everybody ignored it at the time because they wrote it off as a repaint. And
I literally have a video on my YouTube channel, and it has I think Bob Ross slinging paint on the figure, and in the video, and this was even I don't even know if it was released at the time. I remember I was like, don't sleep on it because it's going to be worth a lot of money.
Yes,
because it has everything that is, I believe, required in something that's going to be valuable. And sure enough, I mean, at one point it got up to like $900. I mean, it was one of the more sought after, or if not the most sought after Iron Man figures. And
yes,
Amir would tell the uniqueness of it.
Yes, pissed me off that they rebooted. It was a re-release. That kills me. Kills me. It kills me because for the exact same reason that you and I know that you agree because I listened to your podcast about how Hot Toys is playing this dangerous game about picking certain things, and I tend to be this year has been really busy for me. I've been pumping in like 49 to 52 hours a week, and it never dawned on me because you actually had these statistics about the shortness of the delivery of the Mandalorian Child Deluxe set, and it blew my mind. I was like, holy smack, he's right.
Yeah.
What the hell are they doing? Yeah. What the hell are they doing? A little over 7 months, right under 8 months. But that really opened up my eyes. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? And when I mean, I'm referring to Hot Toys. What are they doing? What are they?
Yeah.
And you said it too. And I agree with you about it's a dangerous game that they're playing.
It is because you're balancing and it doesn't matter what you do in every business. There's a fine balance between, making money, cash flow, like actual hard cash, and also maintaining, some level of value in either your brand or your company. Something, in an instance with Hot Toys would be their brand, and it's starting to there just seems like decisions are starting to be made to kind of generate fast cash rather than think of the equity in the company long term.
Yes.
And I said in my podcast, I said, if I was looking at it from an investing standpoint, looking at the numbers and everything, I would be like, oh God, no, this company is going to be gone in 5 years. Especially even when you factor in, after this past year and how everything's happened. And then also I think Marvel isn't going to be what it was.
No.
Nope. So that's gonna affect, a good majority of the source material for their figures. And, you gotta stay, I guess, like balanced. It's really hard to explain because it's all in my mind. But
No,
if not, you'll end up in a position where I broke up.
No, go ahead, Zach. No, explain to them that and what I mean with the audience, and I'm going to try to kind of help you here a little bit. You're asking hot toy collectors to commit to pre-orders, and you're stringing us along for 1 to 2 years, or for example, Gamora, and yet you pull this sidewinding of the Mandalorian and the child, and as a business standpoint of view, you're chasing the striking while the iron is hot type deal.
Yeah.
And that necessarily may not be such a good idea because you can end up alienating certain customers. And that's one of the reasons too, I'm not so hot on the whole day one pre-order thing anymore.
No. That was kind of them dropping. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's only been maybe 4 to 5 figures in the entire life of that company that's come out in that amount of time. So that right there is extremely rare. And that was kind of like the final thing where it's like, okay, this right here is evidence that something's going on. Like you said, they're chasing the hype on the Mandalorian, because if you look at it, Hot Toys, it typically is, I would say, roughly 8 months behind what the market currently is. So they got to predict it. They got to predict what's going to be popular 8 months before it's popular. And up until this point, I guess they were able to kind of, weather the storm, so to speak. But now, as you can tell, they didn't know Star Wars was going to get popular after Marvel was basically gone. And now you can see it used to be it would affect the announcements. They would start announcing more Star Wars figures, which they actually are doing. But whenever you start putting aside like Captain America from Endgame, it's absurd. You can't tell me that it's a production issue. You can't tell me that it's something having to do with people make all kind of crazy conspiracies in the groups. It has nothing to do with the likeness. They straight up just are like, let's hurry up and get this Mandalorian out and put aside Marvel. Yeah. No doubt. And that's dangerous. That's incredibly dangerous.
Yes. Yeah.
Especially
it affects the confidence of hot toy collectors moving forward. Oh, well, what about the Wasp that sat for a little over 2 years?
Gamora.
Oh, Gamora.
Yeah, the Wasp is third, or it's third. You have Gamora, Hulkbuster, and the Wasp.
The Wasp.
Now, Hulkbuster has 1 million moving pieces.
Yes.
That's to be expected. Gamora, just put some green paint on it. Seriously.
I didn't understand that at all. I didn't understand the whole Gamora being delayed to the total count. What was that? Because I know
931 days. Because I made a big fuss about it on one of my episodes, and it literally released the next day, which was unfortunate. But yeah, it was 931 days. That Hulkbuster was 901.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, just it doesn't matter if you're in the hobby or not. Look at the difference between the Gamora figure, and the Hulkbuster.
Have you noticed the inventory for Sideshow? How it's abnormally overstocked. I've been doing this for a while, and I've never seen them sitting on standard inventory like that with the figures. We still have a lot of characters on there that I think should have been sold out by now.
Well, back in the day, back whenever you started collecting, I'm sure you you used to not be able to get these things. Yeah. If you wanted a Hot Toy figure, you'd have to pre-order it way in advance.
Yep.
My thing is, and look, I mean, obviously, I shop at, I still buy a few things from Sideshow, and I mean, it's basically everything's in stock now.
Yes. Yeah.
But I think if you go, I really truly think that you got to look at the rise of, Hot Toys, and as I guess you could say, as a result, its distributors, the rise of those companies, and honestly, a lot of other collectible companies with the rise of the MCU. Because you take 2008 was the release of the first Iron Man.
Yeah.
Back then, Hot Toys, back then Hot Toys was making army people basically. And as the Marvel took off and got more popular, they made a crazy amount of money, and it's down. It came down. There's no debating that,
No, it's not what it used to. The good old days of collecting Marvel, but now we have a new enemy out in the horizon now, and it's Star Wars. It's
well, yeah. My thing is, Star Wars has withstood time. Movie merchandise starts at Star Wars. Toys. Star Wars is what basically created this entire industry 50 some odd years ago.
Yeah.
It's a safe bet if you keep that as like your foundation. But going off of like Hot Toys with Marvel, they I guess probably from 2015 to 2018, 19, 75-80% of their releases was Marvel.
Yeah.
It's putting a lot of eggs in one basket, and Star Wars has been around since the 70s. The MCU hasn't.
Mm-hmm. Let me. I'm gonna post a question on here. The big X factor was the pandemic. I'm sure Hot Toys and other IP owners counted on Disney Plus keeping the hype up with the MCU content. One of the situations with the whole pandemic is that. And I saw this, and I remember telling a lot of folks about this, was that it was going to slow down. It was going to create like a backlog of pre-orders. And I'm not necessarily so sure about that anymore because of the way The Mandalorian and the Child was released, because I thought that the shops in Hong Kong were closed down for a certain amount of period, and then once things got safe. But clearly, folks in China were still working. They were still making this stuff. People were still... The fact that you can turn around a product in that short amount of time, and again, folks, I'm referring to the Mandalorian and the Child Deluxe set, and that such a short period leads me to believe, and I'm speculating here because I don't work for Hot Toys, that those shops never technically closed. They may have maybe reduced their labor force, but things were still being printed. And if anything, because of the current events of this year, a lot of us are getting kicked in the gut. I know I am. Again, the fact that all this stuff, like the Wasp, I just got the Wasp delivered. I got the Sideshow notifications on Cody. I got the Sideshow notifications on the Death Trooper, all in one day. Three characters in one day. It was the Death Trooper, Cody, and something else. It was a third one. But it's hard. It's like, whoa, I've been collecting Hot Toys for a long time. I go, this is wacky. This is insane.
It's I would say it's only getting worse. But whenever I first started collecting, it wasn't like that. Whenever I first started collecting, it was still hard to get Hot Toys.
Yes.
It seems it honestly just seems like in Funko's another example. Their financials, they just keep missing all of their marks. And a lot of these people were banking on that, the MCU hype and all that or surrounding collectibles, that they were going to be able to ride that for a long time. And they invested heavily in things that they shouldn't have. And it's coming back, and, they have to make up for it. Like you said, was some of the factories shut down? Yeah, absolutely. But I can assure you, whenever they open back up, it's just a matter of, we need to do this. I don't care what it takes. We got to work 24 hours a day. We need to get this out because we got to keep the lights on. And, that's just typically how it works. But like I said, a lot of it is thinking, oh man, we obviously did something right. Because if you go back to like 2017, that's probably, I would say, was the peak of collectibles and stuff like that. These companies were making a killing.
Infinity War, Endgame.
Yeah,
it was.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and it comes down. And I know this because I've gone through it in a completely different aspect, but in business, I've seen it happen. It's a roller coaster, and it took that first going up to hit that peak. On the way down, that's whenever I learn really quick that it doesn't matter if you're going all the way up to the top. You got to stay on an even plateau because you can't predict in fluctuation, stuff like that. Because I was probably like 24, 25, and I thought I was on top of the world. I was killing it in every type of business that I was in, and I was spending money, investing, and growing, just over expanding, and it came back to bite me. But luckily, I was able to pull myself out.
Awesome.
And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. That's just how it goes. You got to.
Yeah, that was one of the things with the fact that we didn't know we were all going to experience this in 2020. And I think the stress and what we're experiencing now, it really would have helped us out if a lot of this stuff would have been released last year versus getting hit now. For example, like Gamora. Oh, Gamora, is it? I think that's no, Nebula. Cody, I'm sorry, but
Nebula probably shipping.
I got a notification all on one day charge. Nebula, Cody, and the Death Troopers. This is the thing that really drives me bonkers with Hot Toys, a company like Hot Toys, is that you could have released this last year when it was a better year because a lot of this stuff was on pre-order, and then you decided to drop it on a pandemic year like what we're in right now, and it's hard. Now I will defend Sideshow. They are working with pre-orders and folks, and if you can't have a payment charge, they can delay it and push it to so forth. But if you're like me, Zach, you want the stuff now.
yeah. But you also don't want to give all. You also don't want to have to pay $2,000.
No,
like that. I mean,
no.
There's a lot of people that don't understand. It's like just because I can afford to buy 4 of them like that or be charged for 4 of them in a row, that doesn't necessarily mean I want to.
Yes. Yeah, that's insane. That is completely insane. I got a question here from a viewer. He's asking us, how do you think the relationship between Hot Toys and Sideshow, both having the Star Wars license, how do you think that's going to fare? I mean, it's an age-old conflict, right? Who can pump out the stuff a lot better versus Sideshow versus Hot Toys? I mean, if you're like me, I'm going to guess it's always going to be Hot Toys. I've always felt Hot Toys has always done a better job with the license.
Oh, as far as like quality of the figure,
delivery, more products.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think anyone questioned that.
No. I mean, well, especially too with Sideshow, because I know Sideshow for a while was King Supreme. 10 years ago with all their Sideshow.
Yeah.
And
probably.
Yeah.
I don't mean to cut you off. It's probably even before you were maybe even collecting. Sideshow used to make. They used to be the prime go-to for 6-go. They had they used to do presidents, all kinds of stuff.
Yes, military too, and all sorts of stuff on there. But no, I don't. I think it's who's going to deliver the characters. For example, we are experiencing this VHS and Betamax war between Sideshow and Hot Toys, and the reference I'm referring to is the Child, the 1/1 scale, and the Child 1/1 scale through Hot Toys. And it's one of those things where we as man babies we tend to cry about and say which one is better. But in the end, I think it's one of those things where it's a statue, one's a figure, one's meant to be articulated, and
it's like having it's like comparing a green truck versus a green car.
Yeah, but we're still going to do it anyway. But you're right, we're still gonna compare. I wrote some notes down because I was meaning to ask you about this. And in your Mint and Seal Box podcast, you were talking to Green Milk, and Green Milk. That's what I wrote down in my notes here because I want to ask you this question.
Yeah, Green Milk is my partner.
He was asking you about which characters do you think were going to be made? And you put in your 2 cents on Cara Dune and Grand Moff Gideon,
Yeah.
and you said they're more likely to make Cara Dune than Gideon. And then he asked you, why do you think that? And you couldn't answer that. And I'm like, you clearly know why Cara Dune would be made first versus Gideon. Grandma,
Yeah, well,
do you understand that now? Yeah, do you?
yeah. Well, in the last episode, they had put the they showed the images with the Tusken Raider,
Yes,
and Grand Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
And I said in the episode, I said, they haven't released these yet, but I can tell you right now, they're going to release the Tusken Raider way before they release Grand Moff Gideon. I didn't even think that they would even release him. And whether or not they make Cara Dune or not, I really don't know. But I'll be the first to tell you I was wrong. But they're not making that figure, Grand Moff Gideon. They're not going to do it.
I will give you a few points to that. And the audience, before we get any hate comments on here or anything like that, there's a reason why Zach believes that they may not make Grand Moff Gideon, and I have to back him up on that. It's because villains typically don't sell very well. Yeah. They're usually considered peg warmers, and before we get the comments on what's his name, Krennic, the only reason Krennic sold out is because nobody pre-ordered him. And they had a low stock on that, and it's one of the reasons why Krennic sold.
And they didn't make a lot of them.
And they didn't make a lot of them.
That's really why.
Yeah,
he sold out, because they didn't make a lot of them. That's the difference between Krennic versus the Mark 50. The Mark 50 is going to be in stock forever. Anyone that wanted a Mark 50 was able to buy one. Simple.
I don't understand why that piece is still in stock.
They probably made 100,000 of them.
Jesus.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
More realistically, they probably made 30, 40,000 of them. And there's a line where you got to undershoot the market, especially in this. So they made enough to where if you wanted it, or if you ever thought you wanted it, it would be available.
Yeah.
And what that does, obviously, is it makes it less desirable.
Yeah.
Now, there's no real scientific way of proving that, but I mean, you can't really.
It's speculation, and it's all based on experience and seeing and how they operate. But I'm with you. Even though we're on Instagram or on social media, and everybody's in love with Gideon. Oh, Moff Gideon, he's fine. It's a great character. It's a great the actor that plays him, Carlos Espinito. But when it comes time to putting down the $250, then everybody starts looking the other way, and that's one of the. And I remember this, and I'm going to play a little bit of a quick video here because I'm going to segue from this Moff Gideon. Why I agree with you to a point. Why Cara Dune will be announced before Gideon, and it's because villains like this. I'll show you this right here. That's a brand new promo video, Zach. Yeah. That was recently.
Currently, you can pick them up right now for an incredible low price of $34.95.
Yeah, that's a brand new promo video made in partnership with Hot Toys and Sideshow, just to kind of give the audience an idea, why we tend to guess and speculate why Grand Moff Gideon or Moff Gideon won't be made. It's villains have always been because of that. Everybody, and I remember this. I'm going to get the battle armor Thanos. I remember reading the comments. Thanos, the battle armor, that's the best one. Well, in the end, it didn't seem like the collector's community ponied up. Either that or they made a cajillion of them. It's one or the other.
Oh, I can tell you right now, like, because that's the armored version.
That's
The battle damage hasn't come out yet, so that right there killed the sales on that one. One of the worst decisions I've ever seen any company make to drop like a version like that, and then before that one like actually sells out or something, announce a battle damaged of it that's what killed the market on the regular armored Thanos. But also is production, thinking everyone's gonna want them.
Yeah. Everybody, and it seemed like everybody was going to pony up. It seemed like everybody was in love with it. I have one thing. I only need one Thanos in my collection. I have the regular Infinity War version. I don't need the Endgame version. It doesn't. I don't understand why they did that. I don't get that.
That's a good point too, because you see, I haven't gotten that armored version because I'm getting the battle damaged armor version, and I have the Infinity War one. But I'm also more of a completionist, and there's not that many people that are completionists. As time goes on, you go back to 2009, 2010. As time goes on, the more this company makes, the more figures they make, the more their market, the more they lose their market, because at one point there was only 2 Thors available from Hot Toys. Now there's 30 options.
It's quite a bit of Thor.
Yeah,
we're gonna get more in the future with the next film that
possibly. And you just can't sustain. That. And a $250 to $300 action figure, that's not a mass market. That never will be.
No.
Honestly, I still don't even know how people are still buying it now.
I don't understand with the current events that are happening.
Yeah,
folks are still and I see. I just don't get it. And we have YouTubers out there promoting. Oh, you got a troop build. I'm like,
So army build.
I'm gonna buy 5 of them. You're like, what? You sure about that? I go, have you seen the schedule? There's going to be like 6 or 7 figures next year that are dropping around that same price, that same time frame. I don't know about that. I don't know about the even though I would love to, troop build a Sand People, the Tusken Raider. I'm probably just going to end up just pre-ordering just one. And quick note, I am trying to wean myself from Sideshow. I'm strictly trying to go through Alter Ego just because they don't collect on the 10% down payment and offer the free shipping and so forth. But just in case, folks, because I did mention, I'm not a big fan of the whole day one pre-order through Sideshow, because you are at their mercy. You're giving them $40 to sit on for 2 years or whatever until they decide to.
That's why I've never been a firm believer. I've never really been an advocate for pre-ordering early or doing payment plans. My money is always best kept with me, and I think everyone should be like that. Your money is best kept with you. If I start paying on something 2 years before it comes out, that money's gone. You don't know what's going to happen. You never know. And my money's best kept with me, and I can, I can use the money in whatever means I deem necessary, maybe even make more money than giving it that far in advance. And I don't. Do you get a trophy if you pre-order something the first day it's announced?
No,
I don't think so.
Rights. I think you get bragging rights.
Is that what it's about?
That's it. You get some.
Well,
you get bragging rights, and you get to share it on social media. It's a day one pre-order, so you get that privilege, and if you're privileged enough, you can spend double the amount and get it on day one pre-order from Hong Kong, and brag about it. So
pre-order first batch. From first batch. That's an absolute scam. That first batch pre-order and stuff. It's a Ponzi scheme.
Yep,
it's a Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
I don't pre-order anything first batch from Hong Kong because what's going to happen is when that figure's released and people are buying it for double what you pre-ordered it for a year or two ago, they're just not going to sell you that figure. They're going to sell it to somebody else and then wait for the second batch. Then they'll send it to you.
Oh, it's messed up.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. Because why would you, if you lock in, the reason they want people to pre-order the figures early is because they need the money to operate. These people aren't like actual big companies or anything. They're just people that go stand in line. So they got to pay the deposits and all of that. So by getting, half down in advance, they're willing to like lock in a lower price. Problem is though, is that you're not going to get that figure the day it comes out. If it's a popular figure, they're going to wait
for the second batch is a little bit affordable because they're going to capitalize on the on the high demand, especially like the Mandalorian and the Child, which is day one. It was blowing up on eBay for $500 to $600.
Yeah. If someone, in fact, I need to post this on Facebook. I want to know someone who pre-ordered, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, pre-ordered that figure first batch. Have you gotten it yet? Because I don't think I don't think that's a thing.
No.
And I hope people don't do that because that's a scam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually an interesting way of putting it. You're right. It is a Ponzi scheme. You'll eventually get your product. Yeah, you'll eventually get your product, but we're going to use your investment to double our money. And exactly. Yeah.
No, it's a Ponzi scheme, and especially my old boy. That's the biggest. I think it's the biggest Ponzi scheme ever. It's using new money, new deposits to cover old stuff, and eventually catches up to you.
No, I'm not a big fan of that retailer, Wonderland.
No, that's a complete and utter joke.
No, not a big fan at all of that. I've had to keep my collection within reason, especially this year. I've had to, especially I had switched because I'd always been a Sideshow boy, always been through Sideshow. But the minute that they started charging me sales tax here in my state, they started at the beginning of this year, I'm like, oh no, Sideshow, you're going to be charging me sales tax and shipping, and I want to keep my collection growing. Got to look for alternatives.
You're in Nevada, right?
I'm in Nevada. Yeah.
I did not. It got pushed out, I believe, nationwide because I was the same way. I never, I paid taxes on it, and dude, get out of here if you want me to pay $300. Like, I'm not doing that. I wouldn't be collecting. There's a big difference between paying $250 versus $280.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
Yeah, and luckily you and I we got our Ecto 1 before the sales tax.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, it would have been a price of an action figure. So all of that.
It's crazy, especially like on a something over $1,000, like on a big statue. Man, that I don't live in certain areas because I don't want to pay sales taxes on. If you live in California, you're kind of used to it. I'll never get used to it.
No. And even though Sideshow, I want to say they offer you the opportunity, like, oh, you can come pick it up to save on shipping. I'm like, no, I'm not going to spend gas to, no.
Did they really offer that?
You can if you put in the request. Yes, you can. For folks in California, yes, you can go pick up your items directly from them. Yes, to avoid on shipping. Yes, but it has to be submitted as a request. It's not something that they brag about. It's sort of like that secret menu from In-N-Out. You got to know about it.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's not enough. Like I said, it's not enough. And with this barrage of pre-orders from Hot Toys, I'm telling you, I've never seen it this bad. I've never seen the amount of deliveries like this.
When did you pre-order? I mean, well, you wouldn't have pre-ordered them before the sales tax stuff.
No, sales tax started this year. So
you're looking at like a $90 in sales tax.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's insane. It is really, really insane. I am going to,
But does every website charge you
for sales tax?
Yeah. No.
Alter Ego doesn't.
Alter Ego doesn't. Yeah.
Alter Ego does not charge me sales tax. And they have a list of free shipping. There's a link on their page. So if you happen to pre-order off of their free shipping page, you can get free shipping and no sales tax, and they don't collect the deposit. So that's my go-to. Now I still need Sideshow for exclusives like this here. And that's one of the reasons I can never leave Sideshows, because of crap like this. That's the only reason Sideshow still has me at the ankles, is because of those exclusive pieces like that, which makes me drool. So
I love that thing. I don't care what people say. A lot of people complain because it's a repaint. Man, that's a die-cast gold Midas. Go home. Go home if you don't like that.
Yeah, I have to, and we have to savor it. We're not going to be getting a lot of any more of those iron suits anymore. It's either that or we can collect this. We can collect this other piece here. Which I'm sure you're looking forward to. I figured you would enjoy that. I uploaded that video specifically for you because I know how much of a fan you are for the Deadpool, the zombie Deadpool.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a joke. I'm like, what is this? Who is this for? So I figured you would enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, to their credit, though, the Asia, it's an Asian company. Their market's Asia.
Yeah.
The Venomized, that might be popular there.
From what I understand, it is.
Yeah, they might sell more of that than they did of Krennic. Yeah. So, but it's is it? Does it articulate?
It looks gory, and even at that, it's like, where would I put that? I don't even like. That's not for.
My issue with that is one of my big issues is one of the reasons I won't get is I don't like all of the protruding parts. Like, that's just, that's gonna get caught up on something. Like, they released that that Venomized Iron Man, and it has like the big spider arms coming out the chest. It's like that's gonna take up real estate that I'm just not willing to give up.
I'm with you on that. That does nothing. And everybody just assumes because I collect Iron Man that I would get a Venomized Iron Man. I'm like, no, that's not entering my collection. That's not for me. I don't know who this thing is for, but that's definitely not entering. Especially since from what I understand, it's not even die-cast, but yet they're asking die-cast pricing.
Look, like it looks awesome. Don't get me wrong, but if I didn't have 300 other figures, then I maybe would consider getting it because, like I said, it looks awesome. But realistically, and it's no, like, that's not Hot Toy stuff. Like, I collect Hot Toys. That's not a Hot Toy figure. That's some designer shit that like some independent artist made.
Read Bob. You get points for the comment.
Wait, let me see.
Can you see the comment he wrote? He wrote landfill.
Landfill.
Yeah. I'm gonna end it with a question with you, Zach. In your mint and seal box, and folks who are watching this, a link is in the description. You want to see more of Zach and his adventures and in his podcast. Link is in the description. Follow him. I watched his episodes, and I found it entertaining, especially when you start canceling crap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you got to check it out because honestly, it's worth it. I had to. One of the other reasons, I think I said this like in the first episode of rebooting the podcast, is like the reason I do it is because I need to like a figure podcast to listen to. So I didn't want to listen to the same like oh, okay, this released and that released, and no, like I needed to keep my attention.
Yes, yeah, you're like yeah.
And then I was like, wait a minute, you know what I'm going to do that's going to be real funny is every episode I'm going to start canceling something. So like one episode I canceled like YouTubers not like labeling their sponsored videos properly. And
yes. Yeah. The shills and charlatans out there. Oh man.
Yeah.
Commercial pretending to love a figure, pretending to love a Hot Toys figure. And I'm a little bit
that too argument. It's funny you say it's funny you use those exact words, Danoby, because there's a big discussion on Facebook today, and it ended up getting they closed the comments down, but it was regarding a YouTuber, and that's what I said. I said the guy wouldn't get as much criticism if he would label his videos properly. Don't label them as a review. Label it as a commercial or something, because it's not a review. And all it's doing is people are taking your videos out of context. So that's why people are going to criticize it. You're on
Facebook and you're protecting somebody. Somebody in the comments, who is Zach? Because I'm not on Facebook. So who is Zach referring to?
Oh, I'm referring to Justin.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was somebody else. I assumed it was, but I didn't know if you were protecting someone else.
Yeah. No, I'm referring to Justin.
Okay. I don't like attacking smaller YouTubers. I wasn't sure.
No. What? Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
And I'm not attacking Justin. I'm just saying I'm recommending. Because I've seen him, and a lot of people see him. Just anytime someone says anything, he goes in and he starts World War III defending himself. It's like that. First of all, that's unnecessary. But also, if you would label your videos, properly or properly discuss your financial relationship with the people that you say you buy from, it wouldn't be an issue. Like just, I don't know. I literally don't understand it. It's not like people are going to dislike you. I mean, maybe they will.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine. I mean, if someone, if I'm trying to sell you something, I'm not going to be like, hey, I bought this from these people and you should go buy from them too. But I'm not affiliated with them. Like, I wouldn't say that. I'd just be like, look, this is what we're selling. It's amazing, and go buy it.
I see.
So that's one thing I just don't understand.
Yeah. Just disclosure. No, and I agree. And I heard you say that on the Mint and Seal blocks. I just wasn't sure who you were referring to, but because I know there's quite a few people out there that pretend to love something, and they
In my podcast, I was referring to all of them.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. But in the example I was using of the argument I got in today or the discussion today on Facebook was about Justin. But no, I was talking about all of them. Like don't make a review on something if you got it for free. You're lying to everyone. It's as simple as that. And it would piss me off if I didn't know better and was like, oh, for instance, like the child, Baby Yoda. Let me see if there's a cool Baby Yoda statue out there or life-size Baby Yoda that I can have. And I go on YouTube, look for a review, and this person's saying it's the second coming to Christ. I'm not going to know any better, and it's going to. So I take it personally because not personally, but it's like, man, I'm not here to do stuff like that. Like, man, if I wanted to, I would start a figure company. I would do all that, but it's like, man,
Can I say his name? I know it's not Justin. I'll say for the child, for the second comment. Are you referring to? You're not referring to him, are you? You're referring to someone else.
Oh no, I'm not referring to Justin.
Oh, I thought you were referring to John Deek, because John Deek.
Oh my God! Oh yeah,
he interviewed the child from Sideshow's headquarters, and that right there was my first red flag. And then that same day, when I saw celebrities post him with the child, and I'm like, something smells fishy here. I'm not buying what Sideshow was selling with this thing, and everybody loves it, and everybody's ignoring all like the defects that I can see, and I'm just like, something smells foul with this thing. I like John D. I have no issues. I don't comment. I have nothing. I actually
John Dick's an absolute monster.
Okay, and with you, probably with me, I've never had any beef. He's always been on the other side of the fence, so he's never done anything with me. But that one video of him reviewing the child, where he's experiencing like an epiphany on it, that was entertainment. But you know what? I do entertainment too. I make nudie dolls talk too. So, but if that's your shtick, where you're entertaining the audience versus selling something, that's probably what you're referring to, the whole disclosure thing.
Yeah, well, and because it's not entertainment. You know, John Deek didn't go and you know, on the third day the child rose from the dead, and oh my God, this is amazing. John Deek didn't do that so, you know, necessarily sell it. He did that so the company would still let him come around, if anything, because, you know, he sees value in himself based on something like that.
Hey, there's that I don't have a problem with.
That's the thing. Teach their own.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting here telling you the facts.
You want to? Yeah, I mean,
just don't hide it. Don't deny it.
If you're telling me that DID Corp would have given me access to the astronauts, you know, a month before everybody else to get my knees dirty, well, where the back here? Where's the location? You know, so
yeah.
But I would also disclose it too.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, see, everyone thinks because of the issues that me and Justin had, that I'm like, I have a personal thing against him. And well, no, I personally don't like him because he's just not that. He's just not the dude I thought he was. But as far as criticizing like him and the toy stuff, it's not personal. I just don't understand the fact, like, why be embarrassed about something you don't need to be embarrassed about, or like, why try and hide something? It's like you said, DID sends you those astronauts. Yeah, you're gonna you're gonna talk good about them, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why would you not? Even if they tell you you can talk bad about the stuff, you're not gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Just disclose it.
I've never been. I'm different, Zach, because I've never been one to put myself on a leash with a vendor, a retailer. You know, that was the whole situation. I'm going to segue here to the Justice Mobile, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The Justice Mobile. And
ooh, this might get juicy.
Well, Yost he's no issues with him. He's with me personally. He was very upfront and honest about everything, and he did work with my situation, even though I felt that maybe he was a little bit worried about my review. But when I did my review of the Justice Mobile and I detailed that it arrived broken and damaged, I understood that he was running a small company. And I actually disclosed to him before the video went up. I'm like, look, I'm just going to give you a heads up here. I'm going to post this, but this is what I encountered. And
wait, well, did he give you did he give you some deal or something to review it?
No, I paid for it.
Okay, so you paid for it, and then
I paid for it. What I'm referring to was, I think he thought I was going to create a shill review. Oh no, I paid for my Justice Mobile. I did, and I know that there may probably have been tension because my vehicle arrived broken, and you're starting your first batch of deliveries on a Justice Mobile, and it's not a good sign. And I was not going to admit that from my audience. I don't. Again, I'm not. My allegiance isn't really to anybody. I've always been more of a free
effects guy.
Yeah.
Effects guy.
Yeah, and people to this day are still sending me photos and screenshots of their vehicle arriving damaged and so
Yeah.
forth. And
Well, you might have gotten a lot of flack for that, but there's one thing you got to understand is from a manufacturer like that, if something, unless like there's an excessive amount of wear on the box, like from it being kicked around, it has, something breaking inside the packaging is actually a defect.
yeah.
You either didn't design the packaging right, or you just didn't design something right to where it was, somewhat easily broken, aside from it falling off the ship and Tom Hanks picking it up and bringing it over. It's an error from the manufacturer. That's how I see it. And
that's how I see it too, versus everybody that was reviewing it didn't point out a lot of the issues that I encountered on my review. And that clearly, you're obviously part of this. You're anybody else that was able to review, and I'm aware of that there was a situation with copyright issues.
I think Justin got contacted by Warner Brothers.
Yes,
I believe that's what it was, about taking this video down. And you see a lot of people wrote it off or something, because I told a few people, because the guy that made the cyborg, he also got popped from Warner Brothers. And I don't care what people say. They think, he just ran off with the money. It's like, no, this dude actually, he made them, and a few people got them, but Warner Brothers reached out to him, sued him, filed a lawsuit, whatever. And for a regular person, look, that shit's scary.
It is,
because those companies can afford to hire some fucking savage ass attorneys, and they will use some really scary language. And a lot of people think because of the guy's lack of communication with everyone that he just scammed us. No, the dude's probably just too afraid to even talk because he thinks he's being monitored. That's reality. That's how it works.
I actually reached out to him too. I can't think of his name with cyber, because
Kevin.
Yeah, he offered me to and I came this close to placing a deposit with him, pre-ordering it. But I think at the time I'm always swamped in pre-orders with something, and I want to say it was just a little bit more, and I'm like, no, I'll think about it and so forth. But my video is still up with the Justice Mobile review. Yoast did reach out to me and asked me if anything happens, just I should consider taking the video down. And I was very honest with him. I told him, well, if Warner Brothers decides to, because remember I reviewed the Justice Mobile, the unofficial, unlicensed.
What did you label it as?
I don't remember.
You see, Justin's problem is that he labels it. He has the logo on it, trying to, beat the algorithm, trying to make it look flashy. That way, people will look and be like, oh, look, it's a 6-scale Batmobile. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the reasons why he got caught. I mean, that's what a lot of people are saying.
It could have been that too. It could also be too that his name is on the product too. Isn't his name printed on the actual?
Oh yeah, on the label. Yeah, on the plaque.
Yeah. Well, not the plaque.
That's stupid.
On the actual packaging of the.
Oh yeah, no, it is too. Yeah, that's right, because he kind of helped him, gave him some ideas and stuff. But no, yeah, that is right.
Yeah. So it would make sense that if you're going to seek legal suit and your name is on an actual product, that probably would have been the best.
Yeah, and you see, and the thing is I'm assuming Joust obviously didn't get sent a letter, but I mean, one of the reasons I probably Iron Geek did was, Iron Geek's in America. It's a lot of work to subpoena someone from out of state, out of the country. I mean, it's a whole different ball game.
Yeah,
and they'll do what they can without getting legal, seeking the legal route, but. I think that they're both lucky that they're not actually inside of the country, because if they were, they probably would have gotten taken a little bit higher.
Yeah. Yeah. As far as I can tell, like I said, I never got contacted by the studio. So, but if they do, I'll delete the video. That's but I want to say I labeled it as Justice Mobile. I could be wrong, and I don't think I used any copyright or legal terms. But after this live stream, I definitely will go back and double check.
Yeah.
Shoot, dude, I'm having a blast here. Bitching with.
So Joust sent you. He sent you back the parts, right?
Yes, I did. Yes. So he was at because the vehicle, the axle and the wheel arrived broken. He not only sent me a replacement wheel, he even sent me a video detailing on how to fix it, and it was an easy fix. Fixed it. I have the extra wheel. I have it kind of laying against my display case as an extra spare wheel part. In case Batman wants to, go on an adventure or something. But as far as replacement, as far as customer service with Youst, I've never. I've never.
Whatever it is that he's doing, his little operation. He's doing really good stuff, and for a price that's hard to it's hard to complain about, at all. I mean, I looked at he made the 1/6 scale land speeder from Luke's speeder, and it was like $400. Like, man, that it came out great, and it was only $400. Like that. The guy's on something.
That's not the reissue, right? Isn't he redoing it again or something?
He probably is because it's popular. But no, I don't have any of his stuff. But I've seen the guy. I mean, I remember whenever I was an admin in 1/6 Society, and I remember them all the admins in the admin chat talking crap about him because he was promoting his stuff, and that was a big no. You can't promote third-party stuff in that company, in that group, because they'll lose affiliation. So they would always delete it. And so from that moment, I started, seeing what he was doing. And that's when he started with the dioramas. And now, I mean, whatever, I think the way he's producing them is like I don't know if it's not injected mold, plastic injection molding.
Using a resin, from what I can tell. It's a resin composite.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whatever it is it's saving him from having to buy mold plates and all kind of other things that's expensive. So whatever it is, he's doing a good job. But I mean, he shouldn't have. It's crazy funny how people almost automatically assume that if like you approached them because it was broken, they almost automatically assume that you're angry at them.
Nope, he was cool. He was. He was very he worked with me and everything. He was, like I said, I think he was probably just worried that I was going to showcase my vehicle being broken. I probably got a little hesitation, but again, I told him before the video was uploaded, I'm like, look, it arrived broken, and I like to showcase and I like to detail this stuff, and I pointed out positives, and I pointed out certain things that I didn't particularly like about it compared to the others who did review the Justice Mobile, and they thought it was
the forthcoming,
the best thing since sliced bread, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, since sliced bread. Incredible. Well, how do you not? So, but I understand. I mean, that's a third party unlicensed vendor. What do you I'm going to segue here. What do you think about the third party vendors? What do you think about these companies like Toys Era and So Toys and all this stuff?
I honestly, look, and this might be a stretch.
Okay.
If I was betting money, because I gamble a lot, unfortunately. If I was betting, if I was to bet on a little bit of money, low money on something with crazy odds, 1,001, I would bet on them being actually probably I'd say in the next 5 years, third parties is going to be where it's at. Like Toys Era, they're going to knock out Hot Toys, I think.
Or give them a fair competitive edge because Hot Toys has been
I know.
dominating.
I think it, crazy talk. I think, you know, they may, you know, if anything, that, you know, they're either going to be gone or they're going to have to scale down a lot. But the third party companies, they're hungry as shit.
Yes, they sure are.
They're hungry, and Hot Toys hasn't been hungry since I don't know, since the DX06 maybe, or maybe DX09.
Yeah, the DX series. Yeah,
yeah, but probably I would say the DX09. It's when they start getting hungry, and that's something that happens a lot. Once you find success, you slack off, and that's whenever someone climbing up the mountain pulls you down. So I think like if you look at have you seen that Ock or the Doc Ock?
I have actually. In fact, I just reviewed it, and I'm going to be uploading a video probably tonight or tomorrow on it. So I have a few issues with it. There's a few issues with it.
The neck and head I saw some people complaining about.
Believe it or not, with me. So I'm not going to go too deep into it, but let's just say that I love Alfred Molina. I love his portrayal as Dr. Octopus. It's one of the characters that I adore. I love. I even made in my channel back in 2012 or 13, I even made a stop motion animated video of Dr. Octopus and Iron Man fighting it out, stop motion style. That was before I got into Hot Toys. So I know what Dr. Octopus, Alfred Molina, should look like. In fact, I just finished filming it. So you have to believe me that I know what Dr. Octopus should look like.
Wait, is that a Marvel Legends?
This is Toy Biz. This is before.
Oh my God.
That's Toy Biz. That's
okay. I've heard everyone says that Toy Biz was way better than Hasbro.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that right there looked incredible. The Doc Ock, the Marvel Legends Doc Ock sucks.
So my thing is, and I'll talk about it in my reviews. I'll give a little bit teaser on this. My thing with Toys Era and these third-party companies, if you're going to do it, all I ask is don't half-ass it and do it right. Don't take shortcuts. And if you're going to take a shortcut, don't expect to ask the exact same amount of money that Hot Toys is asking. When Toys Era is selling a third-party figure for $220, who gives you the friggin' right to ask the exact same price for a licensed product?
Yeah, just because the market might possibly be there and you think you can get away with it, that doesn't mean you should.
Yes.
You'll get away with it this time. Maybe the second time, you know, hey, you might be able to go in 4 times. On the 5th time, no, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
And
doesn't work that way.
We in the community, we tend to be blinded by shiny dangling things in front of us. And there are several YouTubers out there who did review the Doc Ock figure, who just thought it was the best thing since Wonder Bread without pointing out some of the flaws. So if anything, I want to kick Toys Era in the ass. And if you're going to keep making unlicensed pirated figures, all I ask is that you do it right. Yeah. Don't half-ass it.
Especially if you're going to ask a premium for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you were charging $125, $150 with shipping,
it would $170. That's my max. $170.
Mm-hmm.
It's like on the Ock, because I'll give them $20. I'll put $20 in there for them to, you know, for the arms, the metal arms, but I think if, you know, a standard regular third-party release should be $150.
Yeah.
Max.
At least 30% the lower than what. Yeah. Same thing for So-So Toys. I believe in capitalism. I believe companies should make money. I actually like the idea that these companies are giving Hot Toys a run for their money. There is,
like
you mentioned, there's sharks outside the gate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so you would. So I like that. I actually really do like that.
That's why capitalism wins the day every day.
Yes.
Because it you know, growing up, if I wasn't the fastest runner, I lost. Eventually, I got tired of losing. I learned how to run fast. You know, Hot Toys, in order for the hobby to continuously progress, like it stopped, but it was is competition.
Yes.
You got to have it, because if not, we would still be looking at 2005 quality, and obviously that's not it's not good enough.
No.
And no, I think third party it's very, very, very important to have that in the ecosystem, because
I agree.
It's a vital piece. And I think that unless something changes, I think they're gonna take. I think they'll end up taking a huge majority of the market share
from Hot Toys.
Yeah, unless Hot Toys just steps it up.
Yeah. And it could. I mean, they're making characters that are considered B-list, which I don't understand. I mean, if anything, Dr. Octopus should have been made by Hot Toys years ago when they made Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and so something that was mentioned. I don't know if it was on Reddit. I'm actually for Kickstarter. I don't understand why Hot Toys doesn't offer some sort of like a Kickstarter. Like, we're gonna, if we decide to make a large vehicle, but we don't know if there's enough demand, why not offer it as a Kickstarter when it reaches a certain goal? I don't understand why Hot Toys, they're a privately held company. There's nothing that would stop them. I don't understand why they haven't taken this route.
If I saw Hot Toys running a Kickstarter for like a vehicle or something, I would sell every Hot Toy figure I had and never buy another one.
Really?
Yeah. We're paying a premium on these figures.
Okay.
They should have the money to finance their own operation. That's the way I look at
it. But now I'll play devil's advocate with you, Zach. You want?
Well, good. I want you to.
I'll play devil's advocate with you.
No, I want you to.
I'll play it. So the fact that they spent a ton on R&D on those shitty ass characters from the prequel trilogy that nobody bought, you want them to take a? You think it's okay that they're taking a loss on that? That's the difference.
Absolutely.
That's
absolutely it's okay because like we were talking about, that's up until I mean, honestly, still even to this point, even though third-party companies are obviously progressively getting way better, that's the only thing that was there to balance them, was that they would lose money sometimes. Because I mean, if they were always making a killing on every figure, I mean, look, they would. That's just, you got to have that balance there.
But as a business, though, no one ever wants to lose money on.
No, absolutely not.
And the fact that they probably took a hit. One thing that Hot Toys really did well back in the day, and I don't know if they'll ever go back to, it's their vehicles. They're 1/6 scale vehicles. I don't think they're ever going to go back to that, because from what I've been told by contacts in Hong Kong and what I've read is that they always took a loss on those vehicles. The idea was they would make the vehicle, and then we, the collectors, would buy the action figures to stock them up and fill them and display them properly.
But no, without a doubt. And I mean, even up until they reissued the Hulkbuster, they took a crazy lick on that.
They did.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, I still to this day think that the Hulkbuster should be a $1,200-$1,300 toy. That the amount of engineering that went to that thing. Yeah. I mean, you got to look at it like it's. I mean, there's actually a term for it. It's called a loss leader. You make something out of you have something at a loss that you sell at a loss, but what it's going to do is it's going to bring in additional revenue in different avenues, different areas.
Oh, okay.
Hot Toys example would be like a Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look, this company made this Hulkbuster. I can't afford it, but look, they make these small Iron Man for $300. Now the Iron Man is going to be a repaint, and they made a crazy amount of money on that repaint, and that bounces out the amount of money that they lose on the Hulkbuster.
Yeah.
It's like McDonald's best example would be like they used to have, which they kind of have now, is like the value menu or the dollar menu. People will go and buy 3 hamburgers for $3. I mean, how much money can you make off that? Not much. But you buy a drink, you're making McDonald's makes 600-700% on their drinks.
On the drinks and the fries. It's always been the drinks and the fries.
Yeah.
It's always been that. No, and I agree with you on that. That was one of the reasons the whole Back to the Future, the DeLorean. There wasn't a huge demand for that, and the idea was that we would buy the characters. I love the DeLorean, but I get it. It's an expensive piece to make and to manufacture, and if you don't have the audience to buy the characters to back it up, then yeah. And that's what I mean about a Kickstarter program with Hot Toys, making those extravagant 1/6 scale vehicles for the community to test the water.
Well, for that purpose,
yes,
I completely agree. I completely agree with Hasbro. Hasbro did the HasLab.
Huge success.
Huge success.
Yes.
I think it's rigged personally. The Unicron, they were going to make that regardless. And I mean, that was clear because you had basically a fully working prototype at San Diego Comic-Con the year before they announced it. The amount of money that it would take, that would have been invested in making the prototype that they showed that they had a substantial amount invested already in the project. They weren't going to let that just not get funded, even though, it slowed down to like 85%. So they just, added another 30 days to the schedule, and it ended up getting funded.
Unicron, something like that would only work as a Kickstarter. Where would you walked in to buy the Unicron on the size of what, a Toys R Us in the U.S.?
Yeah, no. Like I said, it's a phenomenal way to gauge actual interest.
Yes. Yeah.
I just, there's really no way of doing it without taking like the money in advance. Yeah. Which I don't like at all.
Yeah. Some folks don't like it. Some folks do. And I completely agree with you on that. But people need to understand that we don't have Toys R Us anymore.
Yeah.
And retail space is expensive. So that's why I was like, I honestly would think that something like that maybe for Hot Toys would work. Maybe a 1/6 scale TIE Fighter.
Yeah, it would. No, it absolutely would. Because
TIE Fighter, gauge the interest. Is there enough people to back up for a 1/6 scale? Wouldn't that be cool? Or the or the things that they abandoned that the third party develop, like Jazz Inc., like the Falcon cockpit. I don't understand why Hot Toys never made that stupid thing. I still to this day cannot figure out why Hot Toys never moved forward on making that 1/6 scale cockpit. That cockpit would have sold itself, and it would have forced Hot Toy collectors to purchase additional characters. I know I would have, to have that fully stocked. It kills me.
Saying that it would have sold out, let's say it would have.
Yeah.
That's a gamble.
It is.
And when outweighing it, I think, like I said, it's just a matter of not wanting to take the risk.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
You're right.
And that's why you need third-party companies.
And the margin.
And that's why you as you tell, 2008 with the start of Iron Man, we'll go full circle. 2008 with the start of Iron Man, a company starts making them a lot of money, and they start doing crazy stuff. Batmobile, the Tumbler, the DeLorean. And as they're making money with Iron Man, they're doing all that cool stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's gone.
Yeah, the good old days.
I mean, you can't tell me that that's coincidence.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ecto 1 is probably going to be the last of it, isn't it?
Oh, Blitz. Oh man, the fact that Blitzway made this thing
Yeah.
still blows my mind.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah.
That's a company that people need to start looking out for.
Yeah.
I
have nothing. I have no issues with Blitzway. I just want them to make more characters that I care about. They hit a home run with the Ghostbusters.
Oh God.
And I haven't seen anything else from them that attracts me to spend my hard-earned dollars, if that makes any sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, the only other thing that they've announced the Bill and Ted and the new Men in Black characters, but their IPs, they're definitely not diversified.
No,
and that's what's unfortunate, man. I wish they would knock out, even if they were knocking out 20, 30 different figures a year, that would be incredible. And I think it's a lack of drive from the company. Probably, maybe they don't have a lot of employees that they need to keep working, so they do enough just to get by. Clearly,
the licenses are expensive too, I would imagine.
Oh yeah. But I mean, you can still pick up a lot of good popular license for really, really cheap.
Yeah, but how many Predators and T2s do we need? Yeah,
no. Yeah. So I'm talking like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's weird stuff like that they would be a small market for, and you could get the license for nearly nothing. There's tons of avenues. I think it's just a matter of there's just not the drive for them to do that.
Damn. Well, we are pushing 2 hours. I have to go use the bathroom. Zach, we were supposed to do a 1 hour run here, but holy smack, dude, it's I had fun bitching with you.
Yeah, time. It gets out of control when you're talking about toys.
Absolutely. Folks watching, a link is in the description. Follow Zach on Mint and Seal Box, and then I'll reach out to you, Zach, so that I can hang out with you on your podcast, and we can bitch a little bit more.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get some more discussions going on, and Danoby 2 out, and say bye-bye.
I appreciate it, Danoby.
Absolutely. Woohoo!